Good morning, students. Today we will study the figures of speech. As we have already studied some of the common figures of speech, so now let us study some more of the commonly used figures of speech in English language. So the next one is oxymoron. What is actually oxymoron? An oxymoron is a figure of speech containing words that seem to contradict each other. It means sometimes the poets and the writers use such words in one sentence that are opposite to each other, but when they are written oppositely, then only they make the sense. For example, the worker was seriously funny. Means when you are funny, you cannot be serious. But here, the poet or the writer wants to say that he was actually very funny. Seriously funny means he was actually very funny. Next is this trip is really a working holiday. Means working is not what you work right or do the work. The working holiday means this trip is really working. Means this holiday is going to work for us. This will be an enjoying holiday for us. So the oxymoron is a figure of speech that contains the words that are contradict each other. Next is paradox. What is paradox? A paradox is a figure of speech that is a self-contradictory statement having some hidden meaning. It means that again here the words are in a contradiction, but they are not put together. They are in a one sentence, but they are not put together, and there is a certain hidden meaning behind those contradictory words used in one particular sentence. So I must be cruel to be kind. It means that here two words opposites are used, cruel and kind. But it does not mean that you are cruel and kind also. It means that you will be very much harsh, you would be very much hard to those people who are not kind to others. So you will be cruel to be kind. Next is truth is honey, which is better. So it means truth is such type of a sweetness or a honey which is bitter. Anaphora. Next is anaphora. The deliberate repetition of the first part of a sentence in order to achieve an artistic effect is known as anaphora. It means sometimes in a one particular sentence, few words of the beginning of the sentence keeps on repeating 2 to 3 times in a sentence. And why do they repeat these words? In order to achieve an artistic effect. That is known as anaphora. Let us take an example. Every day, every night, in every way, I'm getting better. So the first word is every. Now the word every is being repeated in this type of a sentence 3 times. So anaphora is a repetition of the only first part of the sentence, not the any word of the sentence. It is the repetition of the first part of the sentence. Next is repetition. If we look at anaphora and repetition, you will find it similar, but it is not actually similar. In anaphora, the first part of the word is being repeated, but in repetition, it could be any literary device in which a word, a particular word or a phrase or a sentence is repeated 2 or more times. So if you see here, one particular sentence is repeated 2 times. And miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. So here any particular first word is not there in repetition. Repetition means some words from being in the between or some phrases in between of the sentences are repeated 2 or more times. Next is alliteration. It is a figure of speech in which same sound is repeated in a group of words. Same sound means the words are not actually same. Their meaning is not actually same. But the repetition of their sound actually is repeated. Mainly the tongue twisters. If you have ever read, the tongue twisters are the good examples of alliteration. Like an example, I saw a kitten eating chicken in the kitchen. So kitten, chicken, kitchen. They all are sounding same, but they all are different. Kitten is kitten, chicken is chicken, kitchen is kitchen. But when they are combined together in one particular sentence, then it is known as alliteration. Next is imagery. What is imagery? It is a figure of speech in which the writer creates pictures of thoughts through words to appeal all the five senses. So here all the thoughts of the writer comes out through all the five sense organs of the body. For example, the stone fell with a splash in the lake. So the sound of the stone falling down comes to your ears. So your one sense organ is being used here, that is your ear. The splashing sound you can hear with your ears. So imaginary is such a figure of speech in which the writer creates pictures of thoughts through words to appeal. Appeal means to inform, to tell all the five sense organs of the body. Inversion. Next is inversion. It is a figure of speech in which the normal order of words is reversed. Means in the way we write the sentence, in inversion it is not as it is. The words are being reversed, their order is being changed so as to make an effect or lay an emphasis on the reading. Let's take an example. Akbar the Great. It can be written the Great Akbar. No, but here words have been jumbled up, they have been reversed. Akbar the Great. To lay the emphasis on Akbar, that he was a great ruler, it is written as Akbar the Great. Next is shocked I was. You can simply say I was shocked. But I was shocked is a simple sentence, simple. But here if you write it as shocked I was, it shows that you are really very much shocked by something that must have affected you badly. So this is inversion. Next is onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia is the use of a meaningful sound effects. Sometimes when we read the poem or any writer's story or anything, some sound effects are being used in the writing or in the poetry to make that description more expressive, more effective, more interesting. So those sound words are related to the figure of speech onomatopoeia. My brother can burp the alphabets. So the sound burp has been introduced in this sentence. So this type of a meaningful sound that is introduced in the poetry or any writing, that is onomatopoeia. So like this, these are some of the common figures of speech that we have studied, and there are so many, but these are some of the common ones that we have understood, and I hope that you will understand and you try to use them, and while you are reading the poetry you will understand what type of figure of speech is being used in that particular figure of speech, in that particular poetry or in that particular writing. So that's all for the chapter figure of speech today, and have a nice day.